Hi there, it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to start off today's card by using these tiny little, very small dies here. I think these came in a set and I'm just going to use one of them, the little 3-pronged one in the middle there. And I'm just going to add a little bit of Distress Oxide inks using a finger dauber to just get a little bit of color on this scrap piece of paper to cut out these and create some little flowers. Now today's inspiration for this card, I think I saw a card or maybe an art journal a long time ago, and I am trying from memory to kind of think about what I saw. I can't remember and I can't find it again. So this is my version using my materials anyway. So yeah, anyway, I'm creating these little flowers here. These are very delicate and small and a little bit fiddly, but worth it in the end. And as you saw, I didn't put in much effort into kind of colouring the two colours on there. It was just using the finger daubers, and I didn't even really re-ink them up. I just added a little bit of ink because I didn't want them to be a saturated bright colour. I'm kind of going for sort of like maybe a cherry blossom or something kind of look in my head anyway. So I'm just layering up 2 of these on each, and then using my fingers I kind of curve them up a little bit so that I have about 7 or 8 of them sitting there. Then I was having a look in my set and I needed a good branch. There is a couple here from Alina Crafts. This one is comes with like a beehive and some leaves and things. I did like this branch, but I felt like there wasn't enough other branches coming off of it. So I saw this kind of foliage one here and I thought that I could change this enough so that it would suit my needs really well. So this is how it die cut out of some brown, light brown cardstock, and I am just going to trim it up so that it suits what I need. So have a look through your stash, find things that you think might be able to work, and sometimes you have to do a little bit of surgery to make them really work for your current project. And again, there's no rocket science here. I'm just cutting off all of those kind of parts that look like leaves so that I want it to look like an almost bare branch. And a nice pair of fussy cutting scissors or fine scissors will help you achieve this as well. So I really like the look of the branch now, and I'm much happier with how it's kind of turned out. I'm going to move on to the rest of the card, and I was looking for a rectangle die. Now I saw Jennifer Maguire give a bit of a tip that if you want things to line up nice and evenly, I pre-cut out 3 of these dies already of this rectangle. Now I did do it in the brown paper just so that it makes it much easier for you guys to see, but if you have a scrap piece of copy paper or just any paper, it does make it a lot easier. So I have put on some removable adhesive on the back, and I'm lining them all up where I think I want them to sit and making sure that they're nice and even. And this way all I have to do is kind of line up my die over top of them, and it will just slot into place kind of like a little puzzle piece. You'll feel it kind of click into place, so to speak. Add a little bit of low-tack tape to run it through my die cutting machine, and that way when I bring it out, everything is nice and even. So I've already done all the lining up and the hard work, and now I can just run it through and it's exactly where I wanted them to go. Because sometimes it can be a little bit deceiving with kind of the edges of the metal die as to where the actual cutting lines of the die can be, and that's how I usually get into trouble with lining up where I wanted things to go. I'm going to use this Letter It, it's the Little Things clear stamp set, and I'm going to use the words "because you're awesome." This is a really affordable, lower priced stamp set on scrapbook.com, and I've been using it. This is one of those stamp sets that you can kind of put together lots and lots of different sentiments, and so it's extremely versatile, and that's what I look for when I'm going to invest in a stamp set. And so I just put it down and drew around with a pencil just the outline so that I can see where I want to glue everything down. And the good thing here is that I'm just going to glue all of these things flat. Obviously I did kind of bend and curve up the little cherry blossom flowers just a little bit, so they will have a slight bit of dimension. This is a very old stamp set here, and I love these little birds that come in here. There's two little birds, one's flying and one's kind of sitting, so I couldn't resist popping him sitting on the branch. I felt like that was just a really cute addition to it. And then just so that I know where I want my little flowers to go, I have placed my card front. It's just sitting there on top of my card. It's not glued down yet at all, but I don't want any of my cherry blossoms to be underneath the little bars that separate all of those little windows. So that's why I put it down, just to make sure I had it in the right place. And again, I'm just using a tiny little bit of a nice strong liquid glue. This is the Ranger Multi-Medium in the matte finish. That's what I have inside of that glue bottle. The glue bottle itself is from AliExpress, and I'll link everything I possibly can down below. I do my best to link as much as I can for you guys. And now I'm going to use some of Alina's foam tape. Now I know I go on about this one, but this is the thicker one here. This is the 10 millimeters or the 1 centimeter. And the really good thing, the one thing that I love most about this tape is this one here is the 5 millimeters, so it's half a centimeter. And you can cut right through it to create the skinniest wee pieces of foam tape. So a good non-stick pair of scissors is really good here. But look how tiny those wee bars are between the windows, and I can easily cut foam strips with no problem at all to go in between those. So that is one thing that just makes life so much easier with this foam tape. So it's really worth it to me, because I know that there are a million different brands and options on the market, and everybody kind of has their favorite one, and I guess this is one of the main reasons why this one is my favorites. And we all have our own preferences and the reasons why we like things, and it's a good thing that we all like different things. So I'm just finishing up popping the foam tape all around so that it's nice and secure, all of this front panel here, and then all I have to do is take off the release paper and then make sure that I line up the best I can my card base and my card front. So sorry, it's kind of facing me so that I can make sure it's nice and even. And this looks super cute. The only thing I'm going to add here is one more little bird, which I couldn't resist, the little flying bird, to go in the center window there. And the only other little finishing touch is I'm going to add a few drops of the gloss white Nuvo drops, and that will finish off the card for today. But as I said, this is a super simple and pretty quick card to make, and I really like how it turned out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. Please feel free to leave me a comment down below. I love reading the comments that you guys leave me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks, bye!